What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Gooner channel, a channel 100% dedicated to the Arsenal, who, as we all know, are by far the greatest team the world has ever seen. And we finally have our Premier League football back. The season gets back underway. The 13th fixture of this league campaign. It could be a tricky away tie to Brentford. But with Manchester City and Liverpool playing the 12:30 kickoff, it could be a really good chance to make up points. Hopefully they both drop points. But the really big talking point, of course, is going to be the return of Rambo. One of the surprise signings of the summer transfer window for Arsenal was David Raya. Tottenham made a better bid than us, but it was rejected, and Brentford accepted a loan offer from us for David Raya for the season. David Raya, of course, keen to get minutes so that he can get a chance to represent Spain in the upcoming Euros. Ramsdale, who's also just had his first England cap, keen to get minutes. And the speculation was immediate that this meant that Raya had come in to replace Ramsdale. Arteta, of course, gave a press conference in which he said, no, not at all. I'm going to have two first-choice keepers. I might even play them in the same game. Now, that seems to be nonsense now because Ramsdale has been dropped, Raya has come in. And of course, a lot of Arsenal fans who've grown very attached to Rambo because he's got great charisma, great personality, G's the fans up. He is exactly what you want in an Arsenal team, somebody who we can all get behind. And a lot of people have been put out that Ramsdale didn't really do anything wrong in getting dropped. And Raya has flapped a little bit. So tomorrow, because we're playing Brentford and they've loaned us Raya, Rambo has to play, and this is a really good chance for him to win his shirt back. There's been huge talk about whether Ramsdale should go in January. Arteta has squashed that and said that he doesn't want him to leave, that he's really important, and has talked consistently about how well he's trained and how well he's performed. We saw when David Raya made a really good save against Tottenham, we saw Ramsdale celebrating it by clapping and turning to someone and saying, wow. Of course, Jamie Carragher came straight out and said that that looked a little bit like when you see somebody at the Oscars losing the award and pretending to be happy for the person who wins it. Rambo's dad, Nick Ramsdale, then apparently away with friends and after a few beers decided that he was going to tweet that Carragher should keep his mouth shut and he didn't know the personality of his son. He also went on Highbury Squad to discuss this at length and said that, whilst he could understand that it's an elite sport and that you lose your place if you're not as good, he couldn't see where his son wasn't doing as well. And he came out to say that Arteta hadn't sat down with Ramsdale to tell him why he'd been dropped. Now, apart from anything, having your dad come out and defend you has got to be a bit cringe, hasn't it? And this is elite sports. Whether or not Arteta has sat down and explained to Ramsdale why he's not playing. Now, a lot of people have been saying it seems really unfair to drop Ramsdale for Raya because Ramsdale really didn't do anything wrong. And Raya has flapped a little bit. But the statistics tell a different story. In the 4 games that Ramsdale played, he conceded a goal a game, made 1.3 saves per game, and kept only 1 clean sheet. David Raya's come in, played 8 games, conceded 0.8 goals per game with 1.5 saves per game and kept 4 clean sheets. Now, if you extrapolate both performances over a 38-game season, what you find is that David Raya concedes 30 goals in a season and Ramsdale 38. Now, that's 8-goal difference. Could be huge. And that's leaving aside the fact that David Raya's distribution has been considerably better. He makes 6 long passes per game and Ramsdale makes about 1.5. So one of the things that surprised me most is just how much people have been saying Raya isn't that much better. But here's the point. If he's even a little bit better, surely you play him. The other thing that everyone's saying is that Ramsdale's future is done, it's over. I would point out that at elite level sports, Rambo tomorrow is going to get his chance to prove what we've been missing. David Raya hasn't been faultless. He's been at fault for a couple of goals, certainly the goal against Newcastle, which is highly controversial, but you can say he didn't really cover himself in glory. So there is a real chance that Rambo comes on tomorrow, shows us what he's got, keeps a clean sheet, and hopefully starts to do what Arteta has apparently been asking him to do, which is be more brave with his distribution. One of the reasons it's felt that Rambo has been dropped for Raya is because Arteta doesn't mind you making mistakes as long as you try and do things right. And David Raya has certainly done that. I don't think there really is a chance that we would let Ramsdale go. The criticism that we've received in bringing in a second goalkeeper, having everyone tell you can't have two good goalkeepers, is completely different to any other position. I find it a little bit bewildering, to be honest with you, because, look, David Raya is an upgrade on Matt Turner. There's no question about that. We let him go to Nottingham Forest. It hasn't really gone that well for him so far. We may well be looking at a situation where David Raya plays most of the games, but that's not a given at this point. Ramsdale could have a fantastic game tomorrow and really stake a claim for continuing to play. We've got a couple of games in the Champions League, which, albeit not quite dead rubbers just yet, we only need 1 point. I could definitely see Ramsdale getting more minutes. There's no reason to think you can't chop and change a little bit more, but it does seem to me that we're catching a lot of heat for going out and buying a really good player that lots of other teams wanted. David Raya might not have the charisma of Ramsdale. He might not be the fans' favourite yet, but the other most galling thing for me about all of this is that all of the people who are now jumping up and down saying how badly treated Ramsdale's been, many of whom were the ones who said that Ramsdale was a waste of money and we shouldn't sign him. Arteta has wanted Raya for a long time. Inaki Kana, our goalkeeping coach, worked with him at Brentford, has obviously sung his praises. They work with him every single day. And all of this talk about how upset Ramsdale must be, none of that seems to be coming from him. Even his dad didn't say that he was upset about it. He's getting on with it. And tomorrow, Ramsdale gets the chance to show us exactly what he's capable of. Now, he did have a chance in the cup game against West Ham, and he played pretty badly. There is a worry, of course, that his mood and his confidence has been hit by this. But at the highest level of sport, if you can't take this kind of challenge, then you don't really belong there. And let's remember that Bernd Leno was our number one when Ramsdale came in, and he unseated him. Has Raya done the same to Ramsdale? Quite possibly. Bernd Leno left. Bernd Leno's playing at Fulham. Hasn't really gone badly for him, but, he's not in the top tier anymore. This is my message to you, Aaron. Fight for your place. It's not over till it's over. I know you want to play in the Euros. I think you're a world-class keeper. And it might just be that Jordan Pickford plays in the Euros, even if you played every match. Gareth Southgate adding fuel to this problem by saying that he can't really pick players who aren't playing for their teams regularly is bullshit, because Calvin Phillips, Harry Maguire, well, we know it is. All right, so let's all not listen to Gareth Southgate for a little bit. Ramsdale tomorrow, in between the sticks. I'm really hoping he keeps a clean sheet. I'm really hoping he has a solid performance, maybe a couple of really great saves. And, well, I'm looking forward to seeing him again, because he is a fan's favourite for a reason. He's a huge personality around the place. And so, tomorrow, Aaron Ramsdale with a chance to perhaps win back his place from David Raya. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think that it was wrong to drop Ramsdale, even though Raya's statistics show better? I know there's a lot of people out there that say statistics don't tell you anything, but with what you see with your eyes, do you think Ramsdale's been harshly treated? And if so, let me know in the comments. What was the last really good game that Aaron Ramsdale had? Perhaps a Community Shield. Anyway, I'm really excited by tomorrow's game. Can't wait for the 12:30 kickoff. I do think it's a bit harsh to make Man City and Liverpool play early. We don't play till 5:30. Still a bit early, given that we've got players coming back from South America and it must be jet lagged. Let me know in the comments what you think about the Ramsdale-Raya situation. And I'll be back tomorrow with more news on the possible lineups and my prediction for the game. Until I see you then, be lucky. Lots of love.